Hello again. Welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. I'm your host, Big Bacon, coming to you from the coveted underground bacon bunker. Today we're going to be looking at the G.I. Joe classified Target exclusive Python Patrol Vypra. Yeah, so they took a character that, as far as I know, was never Python Patrol and just slapped some color on it. Wherein they could have done the, I don't know, Python Patrol Major Blood, which was a released figure. But who am I to argue? So, as always, sit back and enjoy the show. As is typical here in the bunker, we're going to start off looking at the packaging. We're going to bust it open, take a look at the accessories, take a look at the figure, check the articulation, gear her up, and get her on the shelf. So, very top of the package, we've got the hang tab. Don't choke, 4+. Top of the box, G.I. Joe Classified. With this nice carbon fiber looking top section. Number 88 in the line. We have a nice artistic, drawing, printing of the character, not the figure, the character. Flip it around to this side, and we've got the not the file card. So, Cobra. That same art, number 88. A QR code that's, well, virtually useless. The traits, which do not equate to a file card. And that nobody actually cares about Hasbro. Front of the box, we have the weapons loadout. A digital render of the figure. That same artistic render. Python Patrol, meaning, that's right, Target exclusive. G.I. Joe Classified, Cobra Vypra, Cobra logo, Hasbro. Down here, we get a little bit of stupid script. Back here, we get a lot more stupid script. But you know what I realized looking at this? Yeah, it's plastic free, but there's no virtue signal label. Huh. Interesting. So down here we've got that same wasted space that is a traits list. Number 88 up top here. Cobra logo. Cobra Vypra. The figure comes in at 5.7 inches, so kind of short. Nice render once again of the figure. The complete accessory loadout, mask, weapon storage, backpack basically, bow, arrow, 2 swords. Highlights on the belt and on the shoulder armor with the logo. Gotta love that. Why the belt special? No friggin' clue. But that's enough for the outside. What do you say Oh, that's right. So, I'm going to tell you a short story here before we bust this out. My wife was on hand when I opened that Power Ranger Cobra Kai crossover figure, the Johnny Lawrence that wasn't Johnny Lawrence, but was actually Rey Mysterio. She bought this for me. And seeing how pissed I was about that, she did not even leave the store. She carried this with the receipt to customer service, used a key, cut the tape, and just made sure that what she bought was actually in here. So, yeah, it came to me untaped. But she assures me that everything looked on the up and up. So, that's it for the box. We've got the figure in the cardboard casket. We have the weapons crate, number 88, Vypra, 88, upside down Cobra. So this one's actually right on 3 sides, kinda. So, it's the bottom of the crate, but oh well. As always, we have the additional stupid script. Okay, the box has served its purpose, so as always, we're just going to break it down and put that in storage. So, accessory bag, beautiful tissue paper with the Cobra and Joe logo. Oh, I'm already going to have fun with this review. Okay, so not as terrible as I first thought it would be. We have the backpack and sheath. Well, quiver and sheath. Peg here on the back to peg it into the figure. Two nice sword sheaths, one longer than the other. Beautiful quiver. Arrows in here with gold flight painted on. The Arashikage emblem painted in gold. Little stud there, which we'll get to in a little bit. For the most part, yeah, one of the sheaths is a little bit pre-bent, but it's not all that terrible. A little hole there in the top too. We'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, we'll go with these first. So, we have a short blade and a long blade. Both done in a beautiful metallic silver paint. Great sculpting. We got a slight bevel to the front edge. A little blood grooving there. Handles are done in a nice crimson color. That's right, I said crimson. And each of them has a snake head at the bottom of the hilt. And both of these will fit beautifully inside of the sheath. Look at how pretty those are. We have an arrow. Arrow has a gray shaft, metallic silver tip. The arrowhead is done in silver. The flight is gold to match the other ones. And you can slide it into that opening there, and a little bit of push will apply pressure, and guess what? That loose arrow ain't going nowhere. Looks good in there too. Then we have the bow. The factory bent bow. I mean, look at how rubbery this thing is. It's just all over the place. A little bit of twisting. Yeah, this thing sat bent in the box so long that the strings will not straighten back out. So that same arrow that we put in the back here, if we pull it back out, there is a little tab here on the side of this bow. You could actually push the arrow into and make it look like he's preparing to fire it. That's a nice little feature. So we're just going to put that arrow back in there. Now, coming in for a closer look, we've got the we've got a pistol grip here for holding. Got the area where you actually line up the arrow. Got the tension arms. You've got the pulleys for the compound bow. The cross strings. And in theory, when you pull this back, these will actually roll a little bit, cause a tightening of this. It just adds a whole lot more power for the pull. To have this nice little triangle cutout here that, if you're really talented, you can get to peg onto the backpack there. Now that it's pegged, you can see just how bent it really is. And last but not least, we come with a mask. Some detail for the strap. Looking good. It comes in that off-white, almost grayish color. Nice sculpting to it. Like, beautiful sculpting. Some cracking here and there. The suture, or the Yeah, it's beautiful. Teeth are painted in there. Nose hole is hollow. The eyes are filled in, but they're painted with black. And then there's this beautiful design painted on the forehead. It is very rubbery, unlike the one. Yeah, this is just a straight re-release of the one that came with Zartan. His was much firmer. So, what do you say we get her out and take a look at her? Because I see where some of these parts came from, and that worries me a little bit. As always, got to do that one 2 times because it never comes far enough out on the first one. Okay, let's get these ropes off. These paper ties. I did forget to point out, as I always do, that the background in the cardboard casket is a black and white version of that same art on the outside of the box. What is it? I mean, okay. So really that just holds it together, but why it's done this way, I have no clue. Yeah. There we go. Now it's actually plugged in. So looking at the figure, a lot of this is reused from the Blue Ninja. A lot of the Blue Ninja was reused from Akiko from the movie line. The exception being the arms. So, let's start with the face sculpt. Like the Blue Ninja, it's a fully covered hood with a headband. Cobra logo on the headband. Nice dark red for the mask and the headband. Skin tone peeking through there. Eyebrows and eyes are painted in pretty good. The eyes look gold. Like they're reflecting light like gold. They've got a similar color. So this overlay is very rubbery. Looking underneath, you can see the gi inside there. It comes up onto the neck. The neck is painted in black. This nice over section. Red along the collar. Got some yellow cross hatching along the opening for the arms. Red continues on down the back plating here and on the belt. We actually have a nice tied off belt here in the front, which is something we haven't had before. The arms are stuck in the back position because there are butterfly joints in this figure, but they will not, for the love of God, activate. Okay, this one's moving a little bit. Still stuck in a way back position. If you look, the arms are like way back there. Okay. So that presents a whole new issue. One that I wasn't prepared for. Come on. So the arms are Zoranas. Okay, it did come forward a little bit. The shoulder armor kind of gives that away. As does the fishnet style material on the forearm and the hand. Spiked armored elbow pads. Screams more punk rocker than anything else. Now in this case, instead of pink, they're done in red. Black for the elbow wrap and elbow pad. This red color is repeated along here with some yellow highlighting. A little bit of paint mishap here, but not terrible. This shoulder actually has the Python Patrol emblem. So, pants are the same baggy pants we've seen multiple times now. And the boots are the updated Blue Ninja ones. So let's do some articulation, shall we? Seems like the neck is slightly crooked, so I've got to get that straight. So the head is on a dumbbell joint, or I'm sorry, a ball on top of a hinge. The neck itself is a ball joint. So looking up, she gets pretty decent up. Looking down, really good down. She will walk like an Egyptian. Great tilt and rotation. But you got to be careful because that neck wants to rotate just as much as the head, and if you're not careful, you will end up with the neck turned and the head straight, and then you lose a great deal of that articulation. Shoulders. Because of how this overlay is laying, and it doesn't feel like, yeah, they just flat out glued the shoulder pad on. So you're only going to get it up to there, because it's not going to go over the butterfly joint in there. So that's all the higher the arms go. Arms will rotate all the way around. As I said, there is a butterfly hinge in there, but it's really not wanting to come forward. Like you can see the entire hinge sticking out of the body up there. A little bit of work will loosen it up. Just be careful not to snap the peg. This one, yeah, that one loosened a lot easier. Bicep cut for rotation, and the arms have not fallen off. So way to go, Hasbro. Yeah, I'll call you Hasbro this time. You did something right. Double jointed, pinless elbows come up. Not full range, but pretty close to it. Hands rotate. Horizontal hinging on the left. Vertical on the right. Got a ball at the waist. A little bit of hula action. Leans back, that far, forward, that far, that's centered. No real tilt, but you got rotation. Legs kick out extraordinarily far. Kick forward, that far. Okay, it felt a little loose, but they're not jiggly loose. Side cut for rotation. Double jointed pinned knee. She will kick her own butt. But man, that is an ugly knee. And it is a really gummy joint. Boot cut for rotation. Foot hinges back that far. Forward that far. Front facing pin for rocker. So, I think in this case, because it's a lot of just basic reuse, we are going to see how she looks with the mask on. As I said, it's rubbery, which helps with this band in the back getting it into proper place. The mask looks a little big on this head, but it does add a new dynamic look to the character. So I'm probably just going to leave that on there. And we are going to peg the backpack in. It does plug fully to the back. And it provides a really great silhouette for the figure. So there we have her. So what do you say we take a moment and get her up on the shelf? Sorry for how long this video lasted. There were some unforeseen joint issues that took a little longer to resolve than I really wanted. So there we have her. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all next time.